Bra klapp. Jeg er jævlig flink til å klappe.
Det var jævlig god.
Ok, skal vi ta
Dette er men også dritgod til å klappe.
Sånn.
Ja, klikker jo.
Men nå skal vi ha det på engelsk.
Ja.
Alright, so welcome back everyone. We're back to where we started this little podcast type of episodes. This is the For Freestyle office, as you can see, and I'm here with the founder himself, Tobias Brandal-Buset.
Was this the first episode ever?
Yeah.
Okay, so and am I the only one that is for the second time? Or
Yes.
Is it, okay, that's awesome. I'm
Also, this is like what, the 4th episode, so
Okay.
it's not like an ongoing series, but I try.
And
So-
I enjoy it a lot. It's really fun to just talk about different themes, and I think also for freestylers watching, it can be interesting to hear our perspective on different topics. So yeah, I'm excited to whatever topic we're talking about.
So am I. So the thing is that the past episodes, nothing has really happened. I talked to Fahad for a little bit about
That was a really interesting one.
about fashion and stuff, and I think that was a very good one. And I would like to talk even more to Fahad. I think he has some really good ideas. But after that, I recorded a few, but I never got around to edit them. Some of the episodes, the sound got fucked up, but hopefully I can make one a month from now on, and we'll just start it off hard with Tobias again. So we don't really have a structure for this one, but I did ask on my story, way too late, about 5 minutes ago, about what type of topics that you guys wanted us to talk about. And I think Mr. Yanis from Germany got I think the best one by far. And I think that it's something that is quite relevant for both of us, and I think is very interesting for you guys. So Yanis wanted us to talk about repetitive content within the freestyle world and how you guys get or try to break out of it. So repetitive content.
It's a really interesting one, and I think that's a hard one. We just have to figure it out now while we're talking.
Yeah, so this is nothing is planned. We're just going to try to solve this puzzle as we speak.
But I think to start it off, I think all of us agree that when we watch freestyle now on Instagram, because it's so saturated and there's so much, especially for us since we're following almost only freestylers, of course other stuff as well. But then you see the same things over and over again, and you see people copying others. And then you kind of get a little bit oh, okay, I've seen this before. And you get tired of it. And that's, I can also understand non-freestylers, that people that are not doing freestyle can get bored of it. Because even for us that know all the tricks and can see the difference between each clip, people that do not do freestyle, they can't tell the difference between a mate v no touch, maybe to Mitch no touch, and then they think that's why, for example, I get a lot of comments you're doing the same things over and over again, even though I'm trying to.
But you're not, because it's just that the audience that tells you that has no idea what you're doing.
But it can also be a good thing, because then it forces you to actually think about new stuff, and also okay, they might not look at it in the same way as I do. Maybe it's more, okay, I change the camera angle, how I use the camera, the lenses, the backdrop, how you use slow motion, different kind of things. It's not always about the trick, but how you present it as well, I think.
I think that is very, very true. And I think we have a lot to learn from different sports. For example, we talked about it before, but skating, we have a lot to learn from the skating community. When it comes to filming, they have their specific little way of filming the ground and then following them, and then they're landing the trick and then going up to the sky or whatever. I'm not that into skating videos, but I do watch a lot of small skate clips on Instagram, and that's a common theme, that type of movement. So it's I think within the skate community, a lot of them, they want to try to keep it the same way as it always was. People are still using the Sony VX cameras that they used 30 years ago, just to make that specific skate vibe that people want. They don't want to make the high production value that you might want to see in different other sports. But I think that in freestyle, we, a lot of people, especially you, are trying to find different ways, as you said, with angles, with lenses, with camera movement, with using different objects, to try to switch it up.
Yeah.
But how can other people switch up their content without copying you?
That's the thing, like, because I think just like you mentioned with the skateboarder community, and you see even now on Instagram, people are using what's it called, the old school cameras that you have to kind of unwind.
The film camera.
Yeah, like taking pictures.
Yeah, film.
Film, okay,
Yeah.
film cameras. But you know, they're using different kind of cameras, not always the best quality, just to tell a story.
Yeah.
And with everything, it's all about telling the story. And that's why, for example, when I'm filming, it's about the backdrop, how you present it. Maybe this clip turns out to be more about how I actually created it, and then you show a lot of fails, or just showing the beautiful city of Oslo with this trick. Maybe it's a sunset, you know, trying to tell a story, and also maybe complement it with Instagram story if you're putting it out there. But try to create a story around this post. And I think the problem today is that a lot of people that copy you or me or anybody else, they do the same, but with the same type of clips, but they don't tell the story.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm always good to tell a story, but I'm trying. But when you're copying that clip, you kind of miss out on telling the story, because you're telling somebody else's story, and then it's kind of just repetitive. It's just the clip itself, and then it won't do any good, or the audience won't really feel like they get anything out from it.
No, because then it will be just a trick. Like,
yeah.
For us, obviously, every time we see a freestyle trick, it's not just a trick. We see the hours behind of it. We see the work, the determination, the fails that has gone into landing this specific move or combo. But the general audience, they don't see this. They only see what is done. And if you don't give them more like context, they might not even appreciate what you've done, because for them it's just a freestyle trick.
Yeah, true.
So for example, showing a lot of like mistakes or something, especially when we're talking about Yanis, he dropped a clip yesterday, I think, where he did Tuzani, alt homie Tuzani. But the mood, the atmosphere of this video is very specific, very special for his type of videos, the way he makes his videos. But also he had a lot of fails, a lot of attempts, and then he landed it in the end, which tells you a story that this took quite some time. This required a lot of fails and attempts before he was able to land it. This tells a story. It gives the viewer a specific feeling of, wow, he accomplished something.
Yeah.
It's not just bump, 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 easy, done. Because you all know, if you're a freestyler, you've had to spend a lot of time to do a specific move, but when you land it, it feels really good. But when you see someone just say, nice, and they don't understand the journey behind it, you get kind of sad.
Yeah.
I get sad at least.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, it's so much about creating your own style. So you put your signature on that trick, because like everybody in theory, everybody could do that trick. Yep. Everybody could film with that lens. Everybody could do exactly the same, but you have to find out how you can make it your own. So your own signature, just like you said with Yanis, he got his own style, like the magic stuff. Like he got so many cool videos, and that's kind of how you need to figure out. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be like the highest quality. It can be the type of camera you use, the type of lens, the music you use, the way you edit it, or maybe you're talking, or there's so many aspects, but you have to figure it out, and maybe not try to look too much to other people, but more like what you enjoy yourself, because you can be really like, if you watch too many of other people's videos, even though you want it or not, you will eventually start to be more like them.
And copy them and do, take certain stuff from them. And I think it's, as you said, better to like discover your own style without having to follow too many other people. So your style is high quality, high intensity, a lot of camera movement, and you use a lot of your environment, right?
Yeah.
So what got you into making that type of content, contrary to tripod, training gym, tricks, like most freestylers do?
I think it was, it's hard to say, but I felt like I was missing something I wanted to do, because I felt like I was standing at the same spot all the time, training hard. And then when you film it, you kind of like, you know, when you're competing, you're on stage, you got this really cool setting and you can perform your tricks. And I felt like I really enjoy making videos, but just standing here in a gym or wherever, putting up the camera, I just doesn't feel like it make the trick that I'm creating or the combinations justice. So I wanted to kind of create an atmosphere where I feel like the trick is in focus, even though there's a lot of other cool stuff, but like put it really like high quality. And that's why also in the beginning I didn't always show the fails and stuff like that, because I wanted to show this is really hard, this is high quality. I wanted to show what freestyle really can be, like how beautiful it can be. But then also eventually after doing that a lot, I wanted to show like, okay, this is, because today I feel like it's so much about creating something that is real. Like people prefer phone videos instead of high quality cameras. And when you use high quality cameras, you color grade it and everything, it can kind of almost look fake or too dreamy. Mm-hmm. So taking that down, showing behind the scenes or showing fails, I think open up that for me. So I'm trying to constantly to change, but I kind of wanted to, I took some inspiration from skateboard and from other sports, but creating movements and moving with the elements, using elements instead of just standing still. So I just wanted to create something different that had been done, but not that much, and also just take different aspects, high quality filming, movements at cool locations. So yeah, just a lot of fail and errors.
And I think that you need that, because we have kind of reached a point in freestyle where a lot of the content is very similar.
Yeah.
Very much the same. And I'm guilty of this too. Like, I upload quite a lot of training clips, especially now in January, because now I dropped the best tricks of 2019. So I'm taking all those short clips that I've had in that video and I make it into an edited type of video and I put it on Instagram. So of course I'm guilty of this as well, and I want to bring more movement, but you can't always bring someone to film with you.
No, and also especially when you use so much time to land something, it's really hard to do that outside or with the camera guy, stuff like that. Plus, I think what I'm doing, I think is really cool, but it's also like, it's really important that, for example, like you show the real part, you show all the hours in the gym that you have, you know, with the editing, you show some fails, you show the joy when you land something, and you show that you have to spend a lot of hours in the gym to create this. You could maybe take it to the next step and then do it outside in a beautiful location, but still it shows like the real part. And I think that's like today, I think that's more that's more cool, or people want to see that instead of just like beautiful landscapes that looks kind of fake and dreamy.
But we can meet halfway and do something where with a lot of hard tricks outside in the beautiful nature of Norway or whatever, but it all comes down to what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, if that doesn't fit you, if having a highly skilled videographer with you at all times when you're out freestyling is not your style, then don't do it. But then again, you have to think a little bit more than to just set up the camera on a tripod and stand in your garage. Like, obviously, Luca, Carriesio, you get away with that, because if you can land a 4-rev combo in your garage, I want to see that every day of the week.
And that's the thing, like that's his kind of signature. So when you look at all the different freestylers, or not even freestylers, because to be honest, you maybe shouldn't look too much at people that are doing the same, but when it comes to breakdance or skateboard, what makes that person that you follow different from the others? Like, why are you following this guy? And then you try to think of what is his signature. Like, the reason why, for example, some of you guys follow Philip is because he got a lot of new creative moves that is really hard. Maybe the reason why you're following me is because, oh, it's something cool spots, good camera work or something like that. Luca, doesn't matter where he is, because his freestyle is just insane. You want to see.
You can just forget everything else and just look at his freestyle. You focus on that.
That's the signature. So try to figure out like what could be your signature, or what is your signature, and maybe actually, like Philip said, look at different sports, not too much at freestyle, because then you might end up doing the same things as other freestylers do, instead of actually taking stuff from other elements.
But I also think that it's important to mention, now that we've been talking about how to create the content and stuff like that, it's very important to mention that you also need the skill. You also need the tricks. Like you can't go out and just be a total new beginner and thinking that, okay, I'm gonna learn how to do this transition with the camera and this and that, and then hope that your clip is gonna go viral, people are gonna love your clip, or that you're gonna get the best feedback ever. Because if the skill and the freestyle in the clip is not good enough, then I don't think many people are gonna watch it.
That's the thing, like you can't put everything together at once. You need to be good at this, work on that skill, and then you put everything together like eventually and you work on it. It takes time. That's why you spend so many hours in the gym to create it. And then also just filming and everything, that's a different kind of thing as well that you probably need to be good at.
But I think it's good to have both.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, some training clips here, nice, very nice. Some very cinematic, dramatic camera movement clips here, that's nice. Branded content that you want to give out to sponsors and so on and so forth, very good as well. And I think it's good to have a mix of it all so that you are able to do like everything.
Yeah, and then I also think you need to know your audience, or you need to know who you want to be your audience, because you don't always have to create, you have a lot of freestylers that are actually not that good at freestyle, or they don't have the hardest tricks, but the way they present it, it's really good for their audience. So you might end up like many others complaining about, oh, why is this guy so famous? Why is this guy doing well? Maybe it's because of his presence, the way he is, his acting, the way he's presenting it on social media. He got other skills as well. So it's not always about the skills, and you see that in every sport as well. It's not always about the skill, it's about the personality, how you present it, and who you want to present it to. So you kind of have to figure out that as well.
But I also think, when you mentioned that some people that might not have a very high skill level have a lot of followers, could that be because they post more?
Yeah, that could also be a reason.
Because I've noticed that if you upload more, it's like most often quantity over quality. So if you spend a lot of time on one clip and you upload maybe once a week, but that clip a week is just a banger every single time, you might not get the growth that you want compared to someone who will upload once or twice a day, but just quick and easy phone clips.
Yeah, but I think that is quality for someone. So even though we don't look at it as quality, because to be honest, it doesn't take that much time to create it, it might be still quality and entertaining for some people. Because I also see some creators on YouTube and others that they almost never put anything out, but when they put it out, it's so perfect that everybody shares it, everybody loves it. That's really, really hard. And also you're kind of like hoping that one clip or that one picture will do really well. That's going to be really hard. So of course, if you just put out a lot, you will see that a lot of stuff is not working, some stuff is working, and then you kind of see, oh, this is working, let's just make a lot of this. It might not be what you want, so that's when you have to decide, do you just want to listen to your audience?
Yeah.
Or do you want to listen to yourself, this is what I want to create? Maybe you don't get that many followers, but at least the ones that are following you because you do what you love.
Exactly, and I think we talked about this in the first episode, that should you let your audience dictate what you upload or not? So if you haven't seen or listened to that, click the links. I mean, there or there. I don't even know anymore. But I think that one of the problems that I've had is that I think it was March or April last year that I started to post. I posted one video it was in February. And I posted one video when I went out, and it was like a long combo with like very lo-fi vibey music, and it was quite intricate combo with a lot of slow-mos in it, and it like in 2 or 3 days it just reached like 500k views on Instagram, and I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And then I started realizing, maybe people like it when I do like speed ramps and slow-mos and vibey background, vibey color grading, and just lo-fi chill music. So I started uploading like 2 or 3 with the same type of atmosphere, the same type of vibe, and all of a sudden I'm like, maybe this is what I should do. And I uploaded way more of these like...
But did the other ones go well as well?
Almost all of them hit over 100k.
Wow.
And then in this winter, like September, October, November, I started doing more of them, and now they're not going as well. So I'm wondering, like, is it type of a seasonal thing? People are in a spring mood that they want to see this type of content. I don't think it's like that, but something might have happened with the algorithms on Instagram. But I did a lot of these vibey, touchy-feely, lo-fi, vintage lens slow-mo type videos, and I love making them because I need to find a good song, I need to find a good location, I need to find a good match of colors and background.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're telling a story and it's a
Yeah.
theme. But I think that's like, it depends, because that's why I think it's good to try different things, because you might think one thing is going well, then you try something, it might not turn out good, but it might turn out better. And if you change up things, you will see what is really working. And like, it might have just clicked there and then, the algorithm, it was something new people haven't seen. It was cool. Maybe it was just like the time of year.
Yeah.
You never know. There's so many small things, but that's why I think trying different things and then also reacting to if it's going well or not is good. But also, if you do that too much, you might change up way too much. You need to also listen to what do I want to create, because then I do think that, you know, that's the main reason why people are following you, because they like what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's completely different, I think they will like it. But yes, it's hard to say. There's so many elements.
Let's put it like this then, as a conclusion. Your content style, your way of filming is just like your freestyle. You need to explore it and you need to find it, and then you need to adapt and, you know, maybe follow trends, go against trends and stuff like that. So it's basically just up to you and what you want to do.
Yeah, and you can follow trends with your own signature. So it's not like you're selling out just because you're doing trends. You can do it your own way, and I think that's a way of reaching new audiences. So yeah, I think just experiment. Don't be afraid of doing new things. I think too many people are, including myself in some situations, because you don't want to like do something too different because that's not me. But as long as you do it your own way and trying to find out what's your signature, and your signature can change, it's just who you are, what you want to create, but something that makes you stand out or makes your content different, even though it's a trend or something a lot of other people do.
Yeah. But now we've just been talking about Instagram mainly.
Yeah.
So let's touch on YouTube for a little bit. So as you all know, like YouTube and Instagram, they're quite different when, you know, how it comes to the algorithms, how it comes to how your videos are found, or how your audience is getting served with your content. Like for example, you're subscribing on YouTube, you get a notification, or you can see it in your subscription box. But that doesn't mean that you're watching the video. On Instagram, you can scroll past, and that could count as a view.
Yeah.
But you're still not watching the full thing. Even on Instagram, if your video is shorter than a minute, you can't scroll in the video, which means that, oh shit, I forgot, I wanted to see something in the middle. Yeah. You can't see that unless you have to wait, you know, the whole thing.
And also when you watch on videos on Instagram, it's rarely, of course you do search up different freestylers, but when you actually watch it, it's more on the feed. You just scroll and then Instagram gives you what they think you want to see. But on YouTube, you actually search up, oh, today I want to watch this video by this guy because, you know, I like his style or what he's doing.
And it's two different platforms with two different types of content suited for them. Instagram usually works, at least for me, with 15 to 20 second videos, a lot of very fast, get to the point within the first 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah.
If I don't, I'll lose my audience straight away.
Same here.
But on YouTube, what would you like to do differently? Like, how do you think differently when it comes to making content for YouTube? Because then you can actually tell the story with using your own words. Like, for example, on Instagram, I very rarely upload something where I'm talking.
Yeah.
Because
same here, that's more on my story.
Yeah, because people have the videos on mute. I do spend a lot of time on the music, but a lot of people watches my videos on mute. Don't do that because you're missing half the vibe.
Yeah, that's true.
But on YouTube, you can tell the story with your mouth. You can actually tell them what's going on, tell them what you're going to do, and so on and so forth. So how would you think how can we better content on YouTube?
That's a good question, and something I would like to have answered, because like earlier, in 2019, me and Tommy, or I did a daily vlog for like 40 days, and that was really interesting, and I did it mainly to learn, but of course I wanted to try to grow my audience. And from making...
Did you grow your audience?
Yes, I did, but my views got down, so it didn't do too well. And I think a lot of the reason was because I've been creating a lot of freestyle videos and vlogs with freestyle, and then suddenly it's just daily life, and then you niche down to the people that really just want to see like who you are, and that was kind of like, okay, and there's not that many people that are interested in that than I thought, and for me it was hard finding something that could be like, I had to find something interesting in my everyday life, so it was a really good learning experience, and it's something I want to go and do on my Norwegian channel as well. I'm definitely not an expert on YouTube, but I've been using it for, let's say, for freestyle. It's more just to showcase the products. I think Tobias is coming in.
Ja, fan Tobias.
Tobias!
Då spiller vi här alltså.
Fy fan!
Fy fan!
De som ikke...
Okay, bare gå og sett deg så lenge.
That was the other Tobias.
The other Tobias, yeah. So back to the point, I find YouTube a bit harder to create content for, but for freestyle it's mainly just to showcase the products, more informational, so it's more like if you guys are wondering what is new about the new shoes or the technical parts of the footballs, that's pretty easy, and that's doing pretty well because it's answering questions. And
it will be there for till the end of time, because until your products change, that video is still relevant.
Yeah, that's the thing. And so YouTube is really good for that. But then for my personal channels, I'm just trying to kind of document what I do, not every day, but like document my life and what I'm doing. And that's been really hard because I haven't really got a big audience, maybe because it hasn't been that interesting to watch, but I do think that in the future, the more I accomplish, the more I do, it might be cool to look back and see, okay, I documented everything from the beginning, and then maybe that's so it's more like a long-term thing. I've never really gone into like the clickbait. I've tried a few things, but it's really not been working for me, and I don't know, like that's not the content I've been making, so I'm not an expert there.
Neither am I. I mean, I'm uploading this video on YouTube, and I know that basically the chat and chill videos are giving me the finger because I lose subscribers every time I upload these types of videos, so I'm very happy to see that people want it back.
But then again, I think that you also gain a stronger connection with the core audience
exactly.
that really want to watch it.
Exactly. But I mean, sometimes it's sad to see the numbers go away and people are like, yeah, fuck this guy, I don't want to watch him anymore. Yeah. But then again, it's nice to see that people actually want to watch what I'm doing. But at the same time, I also feel like people want to see the real freestyle. People want to see like raw training clips, the best tricks, 3-trick trials obviously, but these videos take so much longer to make than a vlog from traveling to, this country.
Yeah.
And I kind of like making vlogs, and I would appreciate if people let me know if they do like it or not, because I mean, I can change this type of style that I'm doing my videos, but I can't do it without a conversation with my audience. And I feel like I've had a kind of disconnect, so that, I have my Instagram audience, they want to see clips.
Yeah.
They don't care about my story or my photos.
They just want to be entertained.
They want to see some sick ass freestyle, and then that's it. But when I try to redirect them to YouTube and they see like a 10-minute vlog from the US where I'm just fucking about and just having fun, it kind of feels like that content is not for them. But I kind of want to, have this conversation more with my YouTube audience so that, we can actually make more content.
Yeah.
Because if all we do is like July training clips, August training clips, training clips from every month, and then just clips from a freestyle meeting here, then we're turning into a 100% freestyle channel. I am, but I kind of want to show that there's more to it than just the tricks.
Because you also want to reach out to a potential new audience
Yes.
that also might be interested in freestyle. Like, to be honest, I feel like in the beginning when I started doing more vlogs, people were just asking about my
No touch
I
records
had
and
like
stuff.
I had like a combo of the day, I think it was a series where I did like combo not every day, but every time I was practicing, I got something, I put it out. And every time I put out a vlog, they're like, "Oh, we want that back. We want like more freestyle." And I do understand it, but then again, I also want to create content around other stuff and other aspects of my life. But I think in freestyle and in all other sports, or when it comes to YouTube, you can make clickbait type of videos, more entertaining. You can do more documenting or more informational videos. So
Yeah.
it depends. Like, if you want to grow, you shouldn't do what you're doing, to be honest. Like making
that's
vlogs.
stupid.
Same with me as well, like vlogs or the training clips. But you will create a really good audience that is really interested.
Audience.
Yeah, core audience. But if you want to expand, then you might need to do more clickbait stuff or things that might get the attention of non-freestylers. And if you write like super Scala Mitch combo in the topic, people are gonna be like, people that don't
What
know
the hell
freestyle,
is a
like,
Scala
what the
Mitch?
fuck is this? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I don't know exactly what to think about all this, because I feel like the community on YouTube has kind of died. Like the freestyle community on YouTube. I remember 10 years ago, it was all about like uploading your best combos and tricks on a YouTube video every 6 months. And then you upload that in a forum, and then you get a lot of like comments, and then you respond, and you're like, oh, you're gonna check out that video, and you check out that guy's video, and then you have like a communication, and then you know, change ideas. This doesn't happen on Instagram the same way, because it's so much easier to make like a little Instagram clip and like, oh, check out my Instagram clip, and I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore.
But I think also that's because we got so many different platforms, and every platform is for different use. Like Instagram, you use when you sit on the toilet taking a shit or just chilling at the office or something. And then YouTube, you do when you get back home. You take your time. You want to maybe watch a vlog. But I think like documenting, like doing vlog stuff like that, might not be the best in short term, because it's rarely something that will go viral. If you do a lot of other cool content that could go viral, vlogs could be a good thing for them to watch them later on. But that's going to be more long-term thinking and showing your progress and just your life in general.
And I think your personality too.
And your personality, yeah, who you are. But then if you want to kind of entertain, create a big audience right away, you shouldn't start vlogging. If you don't have a really crazy personality,
or if you fake everything. Like,
that's the thing. But
we don't want to go there.
But then I feel like it's more entertaining. Then it's more like, now I'm vlogging just to do something crazy. Let's fly there. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then it's more entertaining, and you need to make clickbait stuff, kind of stuff.
But I want to ask you guys, whoever's watching or listening to this, what type of freestyle content on YouTube do you actually watch? I try to put up a lot of, different types of YouTube content. Some of it is really good, is doing really well on YouTube. Some of it is doing absolute horse shit. So like I uploaded a video 2 days ago, I still haven't reached 1,000 views. And I'm like, I have, promoted it on Instagram, I have promoted it on Facebook, and I have uploaded it to my 25,000 subscribers, but still there's nothing. That's why I'm wondering, like, if you ever see a freestyle video on YouTube, do you click? What makes you click? And like, why do you click? Are you waiting for a specific content to hit you in the face, or are you just happy with whatever hits you in the face on Instagram?
I think, like, for me personally, I go on Instagram, and there I think it's like, then I get, a lot of small short videos. I can watch the clips. It's actually rarely now, like before I was watching freestyle on YouTube all the time, but that was because we didn't really have it on Instagram. And also because that I was in a period where I wanted to learn as much as possible, see as many tricks as possible, just like I wanted to see only freestyle, nothing else. Now I rarely click something that is pure freestyle if it's not a competition, or if it's vlog style. So if it's something, so if Philip is doing a vlog, I want to watch it just because I want to see behind the scenes, the people, what you're doing, not necessarily the clips or the tricks. That I feel like I can see on Instagram, and because you see that so much, you kind of like, oh, when I'm on YouTube, I want to just be entertained. I don't want to focus on what he's doing, what kind of tricks. But that's me, so I think that's different for everyone.
Okay, I think that was a good little answer to your question, Yanis.
Yeah.
Do make sure to follow Yanis on Instagram, by the way, and on YouTube if he has
He's
YouTube.
creating a lot of cool stuff, especially on Instagram.
Yeah, so make sure to check that out. Really cool vibe, really cool atmosphere, and he does some After Effects stuff that is pretty dope too.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone that you want to give a special shout out to, like when it comes to making like very different content, or like freestylers? I mean, content that you actually like.
That's a hard one. Then I need to think. I think that's really hard. But like one of the freestylers, like we mentioned earlier, that I like to watch is Luca, just because his freestyle is insane, is crazy, and that's just pure freestyle in general.
There's no cool filming in his Instagram, but he doesn't need to.
But yeah, but like you said, it's more just about the signature. I see a lot of freestylers just copying, and it's not that interesting. So I like Luca because it's something special. To be honest, like watching your videos, because it's something creative, something new that I most likely haven't seen before. But other than that, I can't really think of anyone right now.
Okay, then I have two that I want to mention then. First of all, Sven.
Yeah.
Sven Felix, also the guy behind Technique. So follow Technique on YouTube. They post a lot of really dope stuff, mostly highlights from like competitions and meetings and stuff like that. But even his personal freestyle account, a lot of dope pictures, let's put it like that, like a lot of really nice photos, but his training clips and his vibey videos are also really dope to watch. And then there's one guy that I've actually never met that I really enjoy watching on Instagram. He's a Japanese freestyler called Ryu. Ryu?
Not sure.
He's a freestyler, but he does mainly like he's trying to break out of this.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of funny stuff.
He's doing like funny trick shots, funny freestyle things, and he's doing it in a not corny way. Yeah. Like he's actually putting like I watch his videos and I'm like, holy shit, that is very difficult.
But you can also look at his face that he really enjoys it. Yeah. He likes it. He doesn't just do it because it can go viral. He have big personality as well.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
And I think so. Ryu tricks. I think he did one of my favorite clips that I've ever seen him do is when he has a pair of chopsticks in his hand with a sushi roll.
Oh yeah,
and then he dropped it and he clippered it and he caught it again. Yeah. And it's like that has nothing to do with freestyle unless you look for it. Unless you're like, wait, he did a clipper, and then he caught it again. It's difficult. It's more difficult than to just do a clipper with a ball.
And it's introducing freestyle to a new audience that might not understand how hard it is to do a clipper with a ball. But then when you're doing a clipper with a sushi roll and you catch it with the sticks, it's something that people can relate to.
Yeah, so go check him out. Go check out Luca. Go check out Sven. Go check out Yanis as well. Of course, Tobias Tobias Freestyle. Check out For Freestyle. Also check out For Evolution if you haven't already. Wow, now there's a lot of accounts that you need to follow. Also leave a like and a comment down below on who I should bring on the next one. What kind of topic do you want me to talk about in the next one? Should I bring this series back for good this time as a New Year's resolution for 2020?
I think you should, but also do you upload it as a podcast? Because I would love to have this as a podcast. Do it.
Sure, why not? We'll try. If the sound is good enough, I'll try to upload as a podcast as well. Cool. And if you like podcasts and you speak Swedish, also follow my podcast that I'm doing with my friend Daniel. So that's a lot of talking, and Tobias is waiting. He's almost asleep. We might need to get to a session. So let's move this table and say bye for now.
See you guys.
See ya.